Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to my home, and welcome to the first full-length video. So weekly I'm going to be giving updates every Tuesday on how these poppy plants are doing, how far along they come. We already have a few that are sprouting, we got a few that have already come ripe and their leaves have already fallen off 2 days ago. And the reason I'm showing this a little bit is stay till the end of the video so I can tell you a little bit about myself, like why I'm doing this, what got me into it, and I'll tell you a little bit about where I've been, what I've done, maybe some things you never heard of before. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's get to it. So we'll start out on the west side of the house where the sun's setting right now. We'll come back to those chicken wings here in a little bit. So these guys, they went through a terrible storm last time it rained here a little over a week ago and were devastated. But I left these three, well, four now, and they have come back strong. Transplanted this one here in the middle after I thought everybody had passed away in this little bucket, but we got a couple coming back. These guys are coming on pretty strong. Now, these were once my favorite puppies, my whole favorite bunch. There's numerous videos on these guys. It was a whole mess of them, and they just got too overcrowded, and I just started thinning them out, and now they're starting to come back pretty strong, but I'm afraid that little guy might not make it, but we'll see. No longer my favorite guys, sorry. All right, moving on down to our other big one. If you remember these guys, I'll show you here in a little bit. On the north side of the house, these are all transplants. I dug out the whole freaking thing. I mean, chopped a big square out. They were all yellow. The humidity, the heat here is just horrible. So I had to transplant them, and they are doing fantastic. And I really believe these are going to be the mammoth poppies, the biggest. All right, let's move on over to the other side. Still got a lot going on over here. We're still on the west side of the house. So all these are transplants, every one of them. Three on the far right over there started life 3 hours north of here. They were some of the very first I planted. This was one of my very last transplants. These guys are coming on strong. And we also had a mystery garden over here. I don't know how these guys, just thinned them out a few days ago, but wow, I had no idea these were here. And see, that's another good example. The humidity, the sunlight, the heat. I had to have this planted over here, I'm sure of it. And only this side that stays in the shade is still thriving. The rest has just dwindled away. Actually, there's a spot right there. I know I planted poppies there. Nothing but weeds now. All right, one of our most western plants. She's just now getting a bud. Good for you, girl. You looking okay. These two looking okay. Three other transplants. They were transplanted 2 weeks ago. They'll be okay here in a little bit. One of my oldest. Do you have a bud yet? No, no bud. Still doing good. And my new favorite. So these three started up life in Choctaw County, Alabama, in a discarded bathtub, like one of those old ones you'd get inside if there was like gonna be a bomb or something. So this is my new favorite now. She was not doing good at all. I put this little brick up, gave her a lot of water and a lot of the plant food, and she made her base right here on the concrete. So I'm very proud of her. I'm gonna keep an eye on her, try to keep the wind away from her, because the wind has devastated some. Like this one, and this one has the root rot, but she's still trying to fight. All right, one more spot over here on the west side. Now this is gonna be one of the most interesting sides. I went ahead and planted a lot. I soaked them, froze them for like one night. But with this strong wind, I'm hoping some of this grouping together, when I finally thin them out, though, just the grouping together will hopefully build their stalks up a little stronger. I'll show you more about that in a little bit. It's not a myth. The wind really does strengthen their roots. You doing good, girl. Looking good. Got you a lot of companions on their way. All right, and the last spot I'm not too hopeful of on the west side. They just don't get enough sunlight. We got a lot of sprouts coming in. I'll thin them out here in a few days, maybe next week's update, they'll be doing a little better. All right. Here comes some more helicopters. NAS Pensacola is not too far from here. All right, that is the west side. All right, checking in on the north side of the house, we come across the previous owner that built the house. They planted peach trees and they are doing great. Almost ripe. And on this north side of the house, this tree, it's a perfect example of the humidity, how it kills the poppy plants down here in Alabama. I mean, I planted them equally at the same time, and only the north side that has a little bit of shade from this big tree is still making it. Now, 2 weeks ago, I planted again. We're gonna try it one more time. We already got sprouts coming in. Not too many though. Wow. So we'll see how that goes. Another north side garden here. I'm trying a little experiment because I'm not 100% sure how deep this ground goes down. I'll show you in a little bit. One of our gardens might be built on top of an old porch. But right now, I'm trying again with the bunching up. A lot of seeds packed up into 3 rows here. They haven't shot 3 yet. This is the most recent. Well, there's one. There's a couple right there. But my main thing is this mound. I got 3 planted in the very top, and I'm hoping that if the ground isn't very solid for, 12 to 15 inches up under here, that this will give it a little bit of depth. Maybe we can get one big good poppy. We already got a few coming up right here. I just thinned them out yesterday. All right, now let's look at my favorite garden over here. Now this north side of the house, this garden is my favorite right now. You can see how the sprouts are really leaning. They want that sun, but they're not getting it as much as they need. But hopefully after I thin them out here in a couple of days, they'll be looking like this row over here that has a little bit more sun. As you can see, the ones in the partial shade do the best. I just did a video about this one yesterday, thinning it out. They're already looking good, way healthier. When you thin them out, it really helps the air circulate. They don't get any of that root rot. There's one that's growing up on her own out by herself. And then north of her, our final little spot on this garden, well, second to last. See this full sunlight, they're just not coming in like they normally would in the partial shade. And we got a lot here in the partial shade. I'll be thinning these out in a couple of days. We're still waiting on our banana to come, our lemon tree to come in. We used the banana to plant it right there so we can use all the bananas, protein, potassium, whatnot. All right, so these are my probably 3 favorite gardens. I'll give you a little overhead view here in a second. But the ones that I showed you earlier, the huge transplants at the south side of the house, they all came from here. This is that big block I told you I cut out. And we transplanted and I replanted. I dumped a lot of sand into here and put some good topsoil. But every sprout has already withered away and died. So I transplanted a few from the last garden I just showed you where the mound was. And they're looking okay right now, but see, it's so dry already. I want to keep it damp just so they don't get, and I gotta make sure they don't get too much water or the root rot. So hopefully they'll be okay. So now we're on the south side of the house looking at the bay, and not too many coming in here either. Out here in the sunlight, they're withered away. In the shade, they're okay. And I just started thinning these guys out yesterday, I believe, and they're starting to get a little more perk into them. More shade, more poppies. See that temp almost, that just getting too high. It's just too hot out here. The humidity's just taking a lot of them, but I'm gonna try to keep these going, keep them spread out.'Hopefully after they're thinned out, they'll start popping a little better. Right in the newest garden. Just started sprouting today. And this is on the south side of the house. Looking good, coming in really good. So we'll be thinning these out later this week. And then I have to show the beautiful flower my mother gave me. I believe it's called amaryllis or something, but it's just beautiful. And you got my east side garden, the very first one I started this whole channel with. Got a few sprouts. They're starting to pick up now that I moved all the ryegrass away from them. This little guy's starting to get a little bigger. Get a good shot of that for next week. You're getting there, buddy. This one of my oldest ones, she's got a bud yet. Yep, she's got her bud. Can't wait to see what she turns into. And then my eldest, planted January 2nd, 2026. Her sister hasn't sprouted or bloomed yet, but that is our first pod. Her leaves fell off 2 days ago. So that is it on the poppy gardens and plants and inside and outside. So let's go to the inside. I got ahead of myself. I got to point out another one of my mother's ideas. Look at that. Put it in the plant it on top of the driftwood so the roots grow all the way down through the soil, just in case this asphalt is, extended up under the ground here like it is on the north side of the house. So we'll see how that does. Good idea, Mom. When I'm saying asphalt or anything being built up under the house, these red bricks here, the previous owner had a patio or something out here. So I'm not sure if these poppies are gonna make it over in this area. We got a lot of good sprouts though. Gotta thin those out today. Overhead view of my north side 3 gardens. My future, well, my favorite now, and my possible future favorite, just depending on how well these, which they're popping pretty good. They're looking good. You might be my new favorite. We'll see about you. So let's go check out the inside. Welcome to my home. I have neighbors with piers. I don't have a pier. And welcome to my bedroom where I start off every morning looking at the twins. As you can see, I'm not exactly living in the central heating and cooling, but it works great for these girls. They also got me to quit vaping a few weeks ago whenever I planted them. My vape's up under all that soil, so I'm not going to buy another one. But yeah, we got the duct tape holding the light up, but this thing is about to talk me out of buying one of those indoor grow tents. I think I'm gonna be able to do this on my own, set up my own thing, because these are the strongest, healthiest looking poppies I have. And they're some of the youngest, but look at that. I mean, they just are on another level to the plants outside. All right, I got a few more to show you here on the east side of the house. I forgot to show these little guys. I thought they could use some company while they grew. I just want to see how fast they'd sprout. Now they're doing really good. All right, now to the outside. One last time. I finally got that tripod thing, but you're not here to see me. You're here to see these plants. And they are looking good. That's another transplant. Oh wait, that's the hydroponic one we tried. She's looking kind of sickly, but let's get you up in the sun. All right, and you got a few little friends with you. You'll be okay. And our last big one, or second to the last, she used to be the prettiest. I don't know what's going on. That wind really pulled a number on them the other day. But like my dad said, if they don't get to fight the wind a little bit, they're gonna have weak stalks, and these have some weak stalks. Now this guy over here, this one I have not babied like the other ones. I'd bring them in when it got too windy. I left this one outside in the wind, even when it was up to 35-mile-an-hour gust. But that is the boss around here. Cannot wait to see what her pods look like. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed my tour, my first full-length video. I will be getting back every Tuesday to update all these poppy plants, how big they're getting. Even the ones hiding down there, a little 5 o'clock gnome. That's part about having a wraparound porch, you can chase the sun all day. And now, if you want to listen to a few other things, I'll tell you why I do this. Oh, well, that's mine and my daughter's BB gun setup. Oh, forgot about the wings. Hey guys, so like I said in the beginning, I did serve in the Navy 8.5 years, honorably discharged in 2023. So my transition back to civilian life wasn't that great, and these poppy plants, growing them just was a getaway for me. It was kind of like therapy. So yeah, if you guys ever want to hear about this kind of stuff, like this was one of my old rounds, my 223. I always picked the shotgun because you only had to carry around 15 shells. That's the 50 cal Sea Whiz. That was my first deployment, probably a operation you never heard of before. So if you guys ever want to hear anything about all this kind of stuff, let me know. I'll do a little video on it, tell you about what all the ribbons mean and what you had to do to get each one, all these coins, where they came from. Each one has a story. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. You can never go wrong with an air fryer.